Welcome to Donut Donny's Retro channel. Today we are looking at another retro classic. Hello everyone, Donut Donny here, and welcome to a kind of spin-off the retro series which we're currently doing for the ZX Spectrum. Now the original plan was to do some of these games which is not on the Spectrum much later in the series, but if we were doing that plan, then it would be likely that you wouldn't be starting seeing this series of non-Spectrum games well into next year. So it'd be another year because I'm making these videos well in advance. And when I was currently doing this series, we're up to near enough. I've recorded near enough up to episode 100 now, which won't be released until April, May 2025. And then we still got another 10 more episodes after that of Spectrum games, and then it would be these games, the Championship Manager series and stuff like that, and that probably would not happen until June 2025. So I was thinking, was there any way of making these games a lot sooner? And there is. If I start doing this series now, as it's the time of this recording, it's late June 2024, and release these games on a different day of the week, which would be Wednesday evening. And so that's what I'm going to do. Now, in this series, we're looking mostly at the classic Championship Manager series, the granddaddy of all the football management games you kind of see nowadays, especially the Football Manager series, which in its current state, which is right up to Football Manager 24 and the future release Football Manager 25, which is going to be a new look version of the Football Manager series. Now, if you're looking for the history of the Football Manager series as its current state, you have to go all the way back to this classic game. That's the only way I can call it. This was the game that when I moved over from my Spectrum to my Amiga 600, I was playing constantly, and it's the Championship Manager series. And this was starting off with the first one, Championship Manager, and I can remember buying that red box and playing this game. And I think I was Liverpool manager for 20-25 seasons. Now, this was the first game of the series, obviously, so there is no real player names in this. And if you compare it to future Championship Manager games, this looks pretty, I would say, pretty ancient, but it's fun playing it. We will play this for a good couple of episodes, and then after that, we'll go to Championship Manager 2. We will then also look at Championship Manager Italia, Championship Manager 0001, and then eventually, oh, maybe even Championship Manager 97-98 if that works. But then we'll eventually finish the series looking at Championship Manager 03-04, which was the last version of Championship Manager between the key people who made this game and the people who created the game. Because if you don't know the story, obviously, is that the writers of the game fell out with the people who supported the game, and the last version they made together was Championship Manager 0304, and then the writers went off to form Football Manager. Well, the creators, well, the people who publishing the game kept the Championship Manager name, hence why when Football Manager 2005 came out, it was called Football Manager 2005, and then there was a Championship Manager 5, but that only lasted a couple more years. But anyway, we're going to look at the first game in the series, Championship Manager, for a little while anyway. And this is what's on the Wikipedia. So Championship Manager is the first game of the Championship Manager series, as well as the Football Manager series. So this is the granddaddy of them all. And it was made in 1992. The game featured 4 playable English divisions, first to the fourth. So this is before the Premier League. So the Premier League did not feature until Championship Manager 93-94, which we will look later. And all foreign teams had no player names at all. So again, if you compare this to other Championship Manager games later on, this looks pretty ancient, but it's still a great game. but we will look at this game for a good couple of episodes because I did spend a lot of fun, and it's going to be challenging going into a side with no player names and anything like that. So um, yeah, it's going to be interesting playing it. So we will go straight to it. So to get the game running, I had to go into DOSBox and uh, relearn DOSBox, basically putting all the commands to find the game, because of course this was game was created before Windows, and before Windows, of course, there was DOSBox and everything like that, and I had to learn basic coding again to access directories, um, to access the game, obviously, to make it work, and that goes with all the other Championship Manager games, which I had to save it onto my hard drive, go onto DOSBox and find the location of the game and then load it up. Um, you won't get the full screen of the game because it's only I can only move my mouse, as you can see, through the box area. So there will be the black borders. This will go for this game and probably a few of the other ones as well. But remember, this is 1992. So anyway, we're going to start a new game. So you click new game. One thing also noticed, the sound is not working on this game. I do not know why. I think there was minimum sound anyway. So you can up to 4 players. Obviously, I'll go to 1 player, and then here is you choose your team. Um, I'm going to see if I can select Oxford. I'm an Oxford United supporter, so it makes sense. I'll choose Oxford. But you can see there is amazing amount of teams here. All these teams are 1992 teams, so you'll see quite a few non-league sides as well as league sides, and quite a few sides that don't even exist anymore. If See if I can find 1 or 2 that don't exist anymore. Like Aldershot are now a different side completely, different name. Bury, of course, famous for a side that ceased to exist a few years ago, sadly, and now they've come back. Um, is there Halifax in here? There you go, Halifax. I think they're called AFC Halifax now. Hereford, now Hereford United. Yeah, it's amazing going back in time here. Maidstone, I think Maidstone are back as a club now. Merthyr, the Welsh side, they were now a Phoenix side. So there's a lot of sides that are not around anymore. And I just noticed there's no Newport County actually, which is a strange one because I thought Newport County would be in here, but they're not. But obviously there's Oxford, so I'll choose Oxford. And here you got to select your own personality. Um, I'm I think I'm responsible for thoughtful, so I put thoughtful. First name, so you put your name in here, obviously. So do not. Oh, I have to shorten my name there. Donut, and then my surname. There we go. Starting division. Well, we're going to start. So this is quite a difference from other, like especially the Spectrum games. You can actually start in the top division if you want, but we're going to start in 4th division, so the lowest league possible. So click Division 4, and then the game is going to be loading up. So this will take a while. So I'm going to skip forward this, and next time we'll go straight to the game because this does take a few minutes. So about another 5-10 minutes later, you then get another screen, which is this screen here, which is currently still doing at the moment. This is not like the good old ZX Spectrum emulator where I can speed up things. Here you have to actually wait until everything has been calculated. As this is a PC game and I'm on a quite decent PC computer, it will take its time. So, but I thought I'd better quickly just let you see the second loading screen as it is. As you remember, it's loading all these player names in from all the English sides, and even though these players are not all real, well, none of them are real in this game, but it does take a lot of time for the game to load up. So it's not like those quick games nowadays where you can go straight in and play the game. You have to actually wait until all this has been done. But anyway, next time we're gonna go straight into the game. And a few minutes later, we are in the game. So, Rumblow's Cup draw. Rumblow's Cup was the name of the League Cup, as it is now. I think Rumblow's were the sponsors of the cup after the Mill Cup, which Oxford won in 1986. So week 7 midweek, you can see I'm going to try to see if I can change the background screen because green on green is very hard to look at. Uh, Domart Trophy, that's like the Johnson's Trophy now. So we got Plymouth, Leicester, Brentford, Burnley. No B-sides here in these days. Season starts in a month. There we go. So here we go. Here is all the screens. So we go to new picture. I'm going to change the color because that was a terrible color. I think what's a good color? That's not a bad color actually. So we've got various choices here. Dark blue is actually quite good. Chain brightness. I want to see you guys can see as much as possible of what's on the screen. So it's going to load the picture. Oh, okay, that's an interesting little background screen. So I think that's a brand new screen actually, that one. Go to picture one. There's picture one. What's picture three? Okay. So it looks like we've only got 2 pictures then. Okay, let's go to picture one then, which is that screen. Let's change color again. Dark blue, exit. So what screens do you get then? You get Saturday's fixtures, what's coming up, view tables. If you view table, you can look at all these options. You can look at league tables, group tables, goal scorers, ratings. This is really cool. There's so much you can see because remember this is now an Amiga stroke PC game. So there's a lot more you can see. Fixture info is obviously club details, so Oxford. So here is all our players. We will look at all of them in a minute. Match reports, so you can look at all the results that happen and look at their reports. Find player if you want to find a player. Board resign if you want to leave. Manager jobs, what other jobs are around. So for instance, it will give me a good idea if my job is safe or not, or if I want to go and join another club maybe. Um, and then you've got the national squads, so all the teams. Squads are not chosen just yet though. New picture which we've done and save game, which I can save it on here, which is really good. So it means we can go back. So obviously the first thing we're going to do is look at the Saturday's fixtures. And we've got a friendly against Fisher, and then NLGE means non-league, obviously. So here are our players. So obviously got the player names. These are the positions they are in. So, and here is where you put allocate all the players to what number. So 12 and 14 is the 2 subs. There's no 13 in this. So we want to go to this is the tactician screen, tactics editor. As you can see, it's very basic. This screen actually does change in Challenge Manager 2, and I think it's much better in Challenge Manager 2. So you can click on style. So we're going to go to, I think, passing style 442. Shall we stick with 442 for the time being? Yeah, why not? And then, for instance, you can, if you've got the notice, I like having a 7 on the left wing and 11 on the right wing. So what I might do is see if I can swap these over. Swap with 11. Yep, there we go. That was quite easy. And also I like 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. So swap 2 with 3, and then 3 with 4, 3 swap with 4. You can see the user friendly very easily. This 4 with 5, and we go 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, there is no sound here, so sorry about that. I think I'll keep 9 and 10 as strikers, 6 and A. Yeah, all good. And then if if I want to make one of these players goes forward, so for instance, if I click 9 and click forward, he forward runs. Number 10, go forward. Pretty simple there. And yeah, right, left, center, everything like that. It's for instance, if I click 6 and left, position occupied by number 7. Yeah, okay, I see that. So it's quite standard actually. So I have to make sure I put all these right players into the right positions. Now, obviously, the main difference here is none of these players actually exist. So I have to go in and see who are good or new or not. Now, you got up here standard buttons. You got transfers, any transfers from Oxford. Then you got the staff, who are the current staff people. Currently, I'm 35 years old. You always start off as 35 years old in this game, and I think you do actually retire in well, 20, 30 years. Now you can fire all these people if you want to, if you don't think they're good enough. So we might do that later on. I'll keep it as it is at the moment. So we've got a team coach. He's like your assistant manager, basically. You've got a youth scout, physio, and then three scouts, three scouts. And again, you can click the sack button to click all these, and then you have to go and find some new staff members. And then you've got league. League is your league position chart. You've got fixtures, which is fixtures, obviously. Access, is that financial access, I think maybe. Info is the current info. So Oxford's ground, no name in this game, obviously. It would have been the manor if it was named. 12,000 capacity, which was the size of the manor actually. Remember that? I used to go to the manor when I was a kid. And then cash, they're not rich, £130,206. Now remember, this is a 1992 game, so the values of players is a lot less. But again, in this game, you will not see any player names. We will probably play this game for a few episodes, and then we'll move mostly over to Championship Manager 2 and stay with Championship Manager 2 for a bit longer because it's a bit more easier on the eye, and also we'll be using real player names, and so I won't appear so lost trying to find those right players today playing this game because I haven't got a clue who half these players are. So down here also you've got your goal scorers, which is great. So every time goal score, all this will go up right up to the 30th player. You've got disciplinary rankings, who's the bad boys to decide, average ratings. So it's all good. This is a dream if you love chart and stats like that. So we need to try to select our players. So let's go to defense first. This is defense. This gives us a good idea of who we think are the best defenders. So you've got passing, tackling, PA, heading, flair, control, aggression. I don't know what IF is. Influence. PA. So passing. Yeah, I don't know what PA is. One of these is passing, and that must be passing. If anyone knows what PA stands for, see. So we need to select who we think are the best defenders. So currently looking at stats, we've got a 19 there. So Rocastle's, yeah, there you go, centre. That's helpful. So we need a left back. There's only one left back actually, Rosinho. So I think number 2 is our left back. So we click number 2. There we go. You have to click the number and then the player's name. And then centre backs, Newman is pretty decent. So click 3 to Newman. And then Bradbury, I think, will be his partner. And then number 5 is the right back. Now Mills can go left and right back. That's handy. But we've also got Heath is probably a better player. And then we've got Finnegan. So I think Heath will probably be a better player. We'll look more of our first team when we've done it. So go back to SQDL, squad even. Let's look at our 2 goalies. We've only got 2 goalies, so this should be easy to spot. So we've got, this is the main picture screen of what you do when you look at players. So you've got their name, you've got all the stats here, their wages, what their valuation is, their character. So he's a confident character. Then you've got, I think you can, when you go to other players, you can buy them, add them onto your shortlist, history, and I think that's status. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. There's last season. So last season, he had an average rating of 4.22, which isn't very good because all the players get ratings between 0 and 10 in this game. And they get ratings for every match. So he's 40,000, not the best. So I click on and see, comparing to Hodge. Oh God, Hodge is worse. Hodge is 13. So I would say out of the 2, our Scottish keeper is probably the best one. There's no ratings for the keepers, oddly. So let's go to Doherty, number 1, Hodge, the goalie sub, number 2. Actually, so out of your 2 subs, one of them is a goalie and the second one is an outfield player. but you can not put a goalie on the bench if you don't want to. So let's look at our midfield then. We've got 4 midfielders and only 5 midfielders. Oh my God, so it looks like we might need to go and see if we can buy some midfielders. So let's have a look. Who's the better one? Pender is definitely looking pretty decent, so he'll go there at number 8. If I'm correct, number 9 and 10 are strikers, aren't they? So 6 is the other midfielder. So another centre. So that'll be Bromwich. Bromwich, there we go. And then we will left, right. So Moran will probably be a good one there. He'll go there. And then number 11 will be our right winner, which will be Peacock. Cool. And then go to attacker. Now you can see some of these positions already being filled in, which means these midfielders can also be strikers. Now we need some good, strong attackers here. So we've got we've got a couple of 20s. So Brooker definitely is one of them. So 9 and 9 for Brooker, and then 10. Who's his Blissett? Maybe. Yeah, let's go for Blissett at number 10, and then I think I'll put a backup. The other sub will be O'Neill, I think. O'Neill at number 14. Good. Oh, I didn't want to press done. I didn't want to. I didn't want to go straight to the game there. I wanted to go back, but anyway, we'll go straight to the game. So for this episode, we'll show the first game, and then for the next episode, we'll go and look at more of our players. So click the mouse, and let's see what happens. So this is the game engine, the main match screen. So obviously there is no pitch representation of the players. That did not happen for a long time. Oh, Fisher have scored already. 30 minutes. Oh no, it's disallowed. Again, there's no sound. Sorry about that. There is sound when we look at future Championship Manager games. So half time already, 0-0. There's the ratings then. I didn't get a chance to look at all our players before this game, but as you can see here, Fisher's got no name players, and then our players on the left-hand side there. Second half. So when there's highlights of any, or when it's named opposition players, it's just a number 5 or number 6. This will change when we play league games, because obviously all the league sides will have named players as well. But we're clearly dominating the game. We had 10 attempts and no goals going in. So who had good games? We had 5s and 6s there. So the graphics aren't the best, I have to say. Attendance of just under 2,000 people. So 0-0. And then Oxford Squad News. Dougherty's contract expired this week. He's now a free agent. Oh, does that mean we've lost him? And Pender's gone as well. And Rocastle. Wait a minute. There's a lot of these are going. We've lost 3 players. Ah, okay. Now it's the contract screen. I thought I lost them for good there. So Dougherty's fact file. He was on £100 per week. Okay, so 2 years. Let's increase that to 110. Board refused to spend that per week. Okay, let's go back to 105 then. No, they don't want. What about 200? Okay, he's keeping as he was. Pender then. Pender is a pretty decent player. He's confident character. His midfield attack is 32 years old though. But I think we should really keep who we've got at the moment. So done. He wants 150 a week. Done. Nice and easy. So these contract screens are a lot easier than the future games. So Rocastle looks pretty good. 10,000. So I'll keep. What contract was he on? He was on £100 per week. Yep. And then Brooker, 4-year contract for a 24-year-old, 50,000. So he's actually, he's got a lot of 20s here. He's a attack. He's a striker. Oh, last season was pretty crap for him though. He played 6 games, average rating of 3.67. He didn't have a very good season. 150. 150 again. All done. And now transfers. These are all the transfers. Again, this will mean nothing to you, anyone watching this, but you can see the difference here in 1992, where look at the prices. 850,000 is a lot in 1992. and you had a couple of free transfers. We will look at the free transfer market, obviously, but being a fourth division side, a lower league division side, we haven't got much money. So there's quite a few free transfers here. Obviously, we have to watch this. I can't skip through this. No, it's not letting me. So you can see why this game. I think this game at first didn't sell very well, and then word got around about it, and then Championship Manager 2, which was released a year or so later, actually became very popular. But anyway, that is the first episode of this Championship Manager Looking Back series. If you do like it, then please let me know. I do record these episodes a lot earlier and release them a lot earlier than the current retro series. Again, I've done the retro series well in advance. These ones are a lot more up to date because this has been released in a few days' time, and currently we've got 352 subscribers. It'd be great if we can get 500 subscribers by the end of the year, but that depends on viewing figures, I'm afraid. So if I don't get enough viewing figures for this series, then I will stop it. Simple as that, because then I'll go back and concentrate on the Spectrum series for a bit longer. But I wanted to do these special episodes because I didn't want us waiting another year until we start this. I thought try keep this a little bit separate from the ZX Spectrum series and do these episodes. So yeah, let me know what you think about this. Have you any thoughts of playing Championship Manager back in those days? Of course, this game's 30 years old, so probably for the older generation, these games. But we will stick with this for 2 or 3 episodes, and then we will head over to, well, spend longer time with Championship Manager 2, which is a bit more easier on the eye and a lot more easier to get into because it's real player names. But yeah, it's been enjoyable playing this briefly. Just let me know your thoughts. Donut saying goodbye. Bye bye. To keep in track of all the releases that I do on my YouTube channel, the obvious way to keep track is to subscribe. And it's Donut Donny. If you're here already watching this video, then you probably have already subscribed, so thank you very much. If not, then please click that subscribe button. This will give you regular updates on when videos have been released. Most of them are released on Saturdays around 12 o'clock in the afternoon. But sometimes we do have some releases during the midweek, so it's worth subscribing if you haven't. If you have already subscribed, then thank you very much. What are your thoughts about this game? Please let me know in the comments. Many thanks for watching this video. Greatly appreciated. If you like this channel, please send me a like or subscribe.